What is up, guys? Bad Sniper back here again with another YouTube Pokemon Sword and Shield ranked doubles gameplay video with some commentary. I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks. We've done a lot of stuff. As most of you know, we are now a partner on Mixer.com. Partner streamer, very hype about that. So we've been doing a lot of work with that stuff, but got to go back to the bread and butter. Got to get you guys a video out today. So we're trying a bit of a throwback slash combination team. This is, for the most part, the shell of my original team that we got to Master Ball high rank, finished top 500 on the ladder with that one, and made some changes, added Conkeldurr, changed some movesets around, but without further ado, we're just going to head right into the games and see what we can get some good gameplay for you guys today. Alright guys, here we are, jumping into game one against Mark, who's ranked number 3,300th on the ladder, so pretty good ladder standing. We see the Ferrothorn, so we definitely want to bring the RK9, as it has that good matchup against it with the fire. I believe my Togekiss also has Heat Wave. Double checking on that. I got rid of it for Protect. Okay, just double checking on that. Arcanine seems really good in the back here, regardless. I don't want to lead with it because of the Milotic, and this actually looks very... This is the exact team. Okay, so there's very potential shenanigans from a Milotic proccing a weakness policy on the Drifblim. So that's going to be what we're expecting to come out here, which I'm thinking we go Raichu, Gyarados. We definitely want that fake out to stop the Milotic turn one. We don't want the Arcanine in the front, but Arcanine in the back seems really good here. It's got the Intimidate for the Mimikyu, Intimidate for the Excadrill, and the Fire type damage if he brings the Ferrothorn in the back. As for the fourth Pokemon, I kind of like the Togekiss here in the back. Seeing what our opponent has. I think we're going to bring with that. I don't think we need the Conkeldurr. It does have a really good matchup against the Excadrill, but I don't love some of its other matchups. Specifically, a little bit worried about the Mimikyu. And Togekiss gives us the better option there with the movesets that we have on it. And just given the general follow me shenanigans is always nice. Since we have more of a bulky one, we're going to have to rely big time on Gyarados. And he is starting with a Mimikyu. Alright, so... I think we just go Nuzzle into the Mimikyu. We do know that is a weakness policy Drifblim. We are naturally faster as well, but he could max Geyser and change that up. I think max Airstreaming, just to secure our speed advantage for next turn, is a good option here if we go into the Drifblim. The Mimikyu using a Shadow Sneak is... Or is a very big option for him. I don't remember the Mimikyu moveset. So this is a team that Cybertron VGC, amazing Pokemon streamer and YouTuber, was using recently on his channel. This is guaranteed. This is the only Drifblim team I've also seen like all season. So we know the option. We know usually it's the Milotic that he brings out with it. I don't entirely know the set that he goes with it for his Drifblim, for his Mimikyu. So he's also going to Dynamax, which is what we expected. There's also the chance if we would have just doubled into him right there, maybe we just get the KO before he does anything. Road Drive. Shadow Sneak goes into the Gyarados. Okay. That's interesting. So let's break the Mimis. Disguise. And we get it paralyzed. So next turn we have the full speed advantage between max Airstream and the paralysis over there. Did a nice chunk of damage as well. And Max Phantasm's gonna come out, goes into the Gyarados, probably gonna do a nice chunk of damage. Yep. That is a crit, actually. Okay, that's good to know. We do lose defense, so Gyarados would get KO'd if they do that one more time. I feel like a Volt Switch and a Max Geyser just KOs the Drifblim, given how much damage that did right there. And Mimikyu gets withdrawn, so that's good for us. RK9. Okay, so now it doesn't. That changes the math big time. So we get the Intimidate comes off. We're gonna go -1 on Gyarados, -1 on Raichu. Doesn't matter too much. Let's see how much the Volt Switch does. That would have been a KO. That definitely would have been a KO. Now it's the question mark game. If Rain was out, that also would have KO'd immediately. Let's bring in... I kind of want to save the Arcanine still. Actually, getting the Arcanine in now isn't a bad thing. He's going to go for the Max Phantasm again. This time he does have Weakness Policy proc, so he will get a KO. If he chooses to do so onto the Gyarados. Alright, so that's the White Herb that we get proc. Oh, he does go into the Arcanine. That's honestly fine. Arcanine came in, it absorbed an attack. Also, the Drifblim went before the Gyarados, which is interesting to me. Sets up the Rain for us. Bring back the Raichu. So I think we just want to Volt Switch the Drifblim, get rid of that, and then Max Geyser into the Gyarados, into the Arcanine slot. Seems like a safe play. We know he has Mimikyu in the back. We don't know what the other Pokemon is, but in the Rain, even at -1, Gyarados is going to do some decent damage here. I would prefer to have sent that into the Drifblim slot, but I do not want to risk Extreme Speed. Okay. I wouldn't want to risk Max Phantasm. How fast is Drifblim right now? He's not going to KO Raichu, but that's a fast boy. So we're going to pick up one KO. I don't know if we're going to pick up the second KO. How bulky is this Arcanine? Not bulky at all. Okay, so that's good to know. We're going to go back to neutral thanks to the Moxie boost, and we're going to pick up a double KO here. So we're 2-3 now in Pokemon. We do have the Mimikyu that's coming out, but the Mimikyu does have Shadow Sneak, which presents a very interesting option for our opponent. You do get to bring in Togekiss. And what I think the play is going to be is to just follow me on Togekiss and prevent some damage onto the Gyarados. This way I can get Gyarados to Waterfall into the Mimikyu slot. Ferrothorn. Okay, so that's actually not great for us. The fact that, Alright, so we're gonna follow me, and we're gonna Waterfall. Actually, I think we want to taunt, right? We don't want Leech Seed to get off. Although it's possible he just goes for... Yeah, I think we want to get rid of the Mimikyu first and make it a 3v1. Although that one being Ferrothorn is very problematic with the lack of... Let's see if that KOs. It does. Perfect. It does become problematic since we do not have our Arcanine anymore. And there is the Leech Seed that we expected. So we're gonna Air Slash and Taunt. I don't want him to be able to do too much healing. This at least forces him to start attacking. And we're gonna just start trying to power flinch. That's a nice crit. Nice. Beautiful flinch right there. Alright, so the name of the game at this point is just power flinch. We have the taunt, so we can't protect. Unfortunately, the healing is gonna be annoying. For sure. And our Gyarados is unfortunately going to KO itself. That's our play right here. Yeah, like the iron barbs are going to be an issue. There we go. Alright, so he did flinch again, which is good for us. He's still under the effects of taunt as well. So, again, just gonna air slush, and then this time we're gonna volt switch, which isn't very effective, but it is our most damaging attack, and we just need to try and get some damage onto him. Another big thing is the fact that it is a special attack and not a physical attack, means we're not gonna take the iron barbs, and we do pick up the KO. We do get the game 1 win. Good start to the day. It was a little risky there towards the end. I probably could have prioritized my Arcanine better, because I did bring the Arcanine knowing that there was a potential Ferrothorn in the back, and I didn't have a great option to it. But luckily, crits are very big, and we had a good game there from the Togekiss towards the end. And Arcanine, Gyarados' taunt definitely came in super handy, even if it didn't get to do too much, because we did get the double flinch there. But with that being said, let's head into game number 2 and see what we can keep on going. Alright, let's see what we got here. Game number 2. Ooh, a Gengar. That's always fun to see. I see the Hydreigon, so we definitely want to bring in the Togekiss. Arcanine in the back has a pretty good matchup against that Corviknight, but we might have to go with a Raichu for the Corviknight this game. Raichu also has a good matchup against the Milotic. And the Eerie Impulses are really good against the Sylveon. This might honestly just be a Raichu Togekiss lead. With Arcanine in the back. And I think Gyarados in the back as well. So no Jealous in this game. The only option is do I want Arcanine or do I want Conkeldurr? Conkeldurr would get really walled by that Corviknight, which is what I'm worried about. Nah, this is good. This is fun. I like the matchups we have for the most part. Corviknight, Dugtrio. So probably Arena Trap, right? Highly unlikely that Corviknight. Yeah, we don't have a great option here for the Corviknight that's in right now. Let me just double check that it's Arena Trap. Yep. Volt Switch and then Dazzling. Seem like our go-to plays here. He's gonna max. Who's he maxing? A Corviknight. That's interesting. I did not expect that one. Usually Corv Knights are going for like Iron Defense right now. So I was just expecting it to set up, which is good that I switched my attack too, because originally I was just going to, that's fun. That's fast too. Originally I was just going to do that into, I was just going to fake out into that slot because that seemed like a safe play. I think the Arcanine's safer here. They're both physical attackers. I don't need to max yet. He's gonna mirror armor me, but that's fine. I'm a special attacker. I'd rather get the Doug trio down a little bit. Perfect. And max airstream, which doesn't actually matter here, as he's already faster than us. Like, the Corviknight might be faster than the Togekiss now. We're gonna just go for a Flamethrower into the Corviknight and then the same thing. So we get the damage a little bit lower on the Doug trio. And maybe just another Earthquake to hit the Arcanine hard. But at -1 this time. And then the Corviknight is the interesting one. Probably, they usually have fighting type attack. Steel maybe, and then flying. Ally switch. Okay. So that's a good option. We're definitely KOing the Doug trio this turn. Max Steel Spike going into the Togekiss is probably going to KO. Yep. And he's going to get a defensive boost, which doesn't really matter too much. Ironic, the Togekiss is the one that gets crit. I'll take that trade. We can now send in Gyarados, Maxim, Ectoplasma, Gengar. I think this is a Snarl to break the Sash. And then max Airstream to make us faster than the Corviknight next turn. Gengar has a couple of options here. It's most likely Sashed. Almost every Gengar you see in PvP is going to end up being Sashed. And its moveset is a big variety of things it can do. This will KO at this turn. Maybe it goes for an Icy Wind and goes for more of a supportive start. Or it's going for a Sludge Wave, which doesn't affect the Corviknight. So he's just going for pure damage. Arcanine takes a big chunk, and Gyarados gets poisoned, but he does have the Lumberry. Not what I want to use a Lumberry on, but pop both of our Pokemon's berries. Heal up a bit. Snarl does a big chunk of damage there. Again, that's fine. We're not too worried about his damage. Max Airstream. Now we're both gonna be in a safe spot when it comes to speed next turn. And we're gonna get the Moxie boost onto the Gyarados. We don't have a huge attack answer to the Corviknight, but it's fine. We get 2 of his Pokemon down. Let's see what he brings in here. Well, let's see what Corviknight does first, and then we'll see what he brings in as to his 4th Pokemon. Just a max Airstream. It's fine. Both of our Pokemon went first. That does like nothing. And that was his last turn. His last turn of Dynamax. So we have 2 turns of max Gyarados, a very weak Raichu, and a pretty weak Arcanine left. I think this is just a Flamethrower into the Corviknight. No, we know he can't change, and this is just a max Overgrowth into the Milotic. At +1, this should OHKO Milo. It has the option to protect, but even through that, we're gonna go first. We're gonna do a nice chunk of damage. He doesn't protect. This might just... No, this won't double KO because of the -1, but this is gonna do a lot of damage. This will OHKO. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Unless he had Berry, which he does not. Yep, okay. And then it's just a 3v Corv Knight. We do have a fake out Raichu in the back, so we're in a pretty safe spot here. It looks like we're gonna start today off 2-0. Milotic I was definitely afraid of. The Corv Knight, like, I think Corv Knight's better of a tank. I don't think you really want to max your Corv Knight. It just doesn't bring enough pressure, in my opinion. The Arena Trap Dugtrio is interesting. Like, the ally switch was cool. And it's a very fast Pokemon. It did a ton of damage to my Raichu. If it didn't have Sash, it would have been OHKO'd. But I don't know. I feel like you're better off using something like Gothitelle to do the same exact thing with Shadow Tag. But it was a good game, nonetheless. Always happy to see Gengar, even if it didn't get to do anything. It did do a nice chunk of damage with his Sludge Wave. And used up both of my Pokemon's berries. But with that being said, I didn't think there was too much to discuss there. Wasn't a lot of predicting. We'll just head into game number 3. Alright. Joel's our next opponent. Top 4,000. It was 3,700. And interesting team. I definitely want Raichu as the lead. Actually, do I even? I don't think I do. Although Ninetales is really annoying without it. I think Jealous and Conkeldurr is a solid lead here. Arcanine in the back is fine. Gyarados in the back. And then we probably max Gyarados in the back. Gyarados is a good matchup against Incineroar, good matchup against pretty much everything except Ferrothorn. Like, everything against Ferrothorn I'm fine against. Now, Arcanine comes in for the Ferrothorn. Jellicent is to help with the Trick Room. And Conkeldurr is a great matchup against the Trick Room on. I definitely don't need Togekiss here. The only option would be Raichu instead of Arcanine, but I think this is fine. He is a high-ranked player, so we have to try and be smart about our plays here. Ninetales Ferrothorn. So Ninetales is what I was worried about. That's such a nice shiny. So I think it's safe to assume it's probably going to be a Sash Ninetales. So I do want to double into it. So I think just Water Spout. And I don't need to Mach Punch because I'm not going to OHKO it anyway. So I think just Drain Punch to regain the health that we're about to lose. And then we do threaten the Ferrothorn. Yeah, he's just going to go for the Aurora though. That's annoying, but fine. We will pick up the KO. Jellicent's the second fastest Pokemon on the board. You don't see that often. This should pick up the KO. Yes, it does. Alright, so our Conkeldurr is faster than their Ferrothorn. And he's going for the knockoff. Alright, super effective damage, and he gets rid of my Cassette Berry. It's good that he didn't set up, honestly. I'd rather that. Ferrothorn setting up in front of me could be annoying. Here comes the Dusky. already knew that information, so he actually didn't get any information out of the Dusclops. We're just gonna strength step, heal up a little bit, and then go for a drain punch into the Ferrothorn. Here, you got some nice heals. And let's see how much Drain Punch does through Aurora Veil. Oh, baby. That's gonna bring me back to full health, and then we're gonna lose a little bit. Iron Barbs damage, and then Life Orb. So, pretty much was even. Oh, Rocky Helmet as well. Power Whip into the Jelly does not pick up the KO. And the Trick Room comes up from the Dusclops, which is not a big deal. Ooh, actually maybe a big deal, because that picks up the KO, which means he gets the free swap in here on the Rhyperior, I assume. I think we sacrifice the Jellicent this turn. I don't think we, yep, it is the Rhyperior, which is going to be his Dynamax Pokemon, obviously. So I think we sack here. I think we go Strength Step, and I think we go Drain Punch. I think that's our play. Dusclops has two options. He either triggers the Rhyperior's weakness policy, or he is going to do something like Bulldoze. Oh, well, yeah, he's either gonna do something like Bulldoze, or he's gonna do something like Nightshade. He doesn't know my exact HP, so I don't know if he risks the Nightshade here. I think he just might go for a Bulldoze if he has it, or an ally switch. But he could just go for the double KO. Yep, there's the Bulldoze. So he's gonna get to KO one of my Pokemon. The question is gonna be, which one is he gonna go for the KO onto? Probably the Conkeldurr. But that does mean that we get to go back to full health on our Jellicent if he doesn't pick the Jellicent here. Max Quake. He does go for the KO into the Jellicent. Okay, so he has a +2 Rhyperior now. We do get a full Drain Punch into the Rhyperior though. Conkeldurr's about to do some work right here. This won't KO, but it's gonna do a nice little chunk. Way less than I thought it would, actually. Alright. Oh, because the Aurora Veil is still up. So bring in the Arcanine. Get -1 onto the Rhyperior. He's got 2 turns left with that. Then we'll go Will-O-Wisp into Rhyperior, and does he go Max Quake again into the Conkeldurr? I think we try and call a Max Quake into the Conkeldurr. I don't think he cares about the well, yeah, he definitely cares about the Arcanine, but Will-O-Wisp into the Rhyperior is the only option we have there. He does have his weakness policy triggered, so he will KO that Conkeldurr with a basic pretty much anything. Yeah, there we go. We're switching. We're gonna try and predict the Max Quake, which does not let me switch. Are you serious, game? Oh, I would have done it too. It would have been so good. That turn would have been so good. I put it in before it went to 0. Come on. That's so annoying. That's so frustrating. If my Arcanine doesn't Will-O-Wisp, we're in a really bad spot. Okay, we get that at least. That would have been a beautiful play. I guess I just like 1 second too late. That would have been a perfect play for us. We do get the Will-O-Wisp off, which is gonna neuter the Rhyperior's damage a bit, but that's really unfortunate for us. think we're gonna safeguard and max geyser. Change the weather. Safeguard. So if he does have Will-O-Wisp on the Dusclops, the safeguard will, the Lumberry will eat the first one, and the safeguard will stop any future ones from coming. This is the reason we're going for that play. It could have just went for damage, but I don't think the damage actually matters in the spot we're in. We do want to change the weather, get some rain up. Max Rockfall's probably going to be coming out. Let's see how much a +1 but with a burn Max Rockfall does to Gyarados. Doesn't pay out. Which is great for us. He's just going for a Nightshade, so I don't think he even has it. That's gonna pop my berry. Probably doesn't have Will-O-Wisp, but it's better to be safe. I'm gonna check how many turns are left on. Like, if there's only one turn left of Trick Room, then the play here is to protect. That was the last turn of Rhyperior's. G-Max. He's also gonna get burned. Aurora Veil is gone, which is nice. And Max is gone, which is nice. Yep, last turn of Trick Room. So we're just gonna Flamethrower. I think Rhyperior protects here. If he hasn't, we're gonna Flamethrower into Dusclops and we're gonna max guard on Gyarados. There's no reason to risk taking a hit on Gyarados with our last turn of Dynamax. So this is actually a tough one, right? So this is gonna come down to, do we flinch? If we flinch the Dusclops, we win. If we don't flinch the Dusclops, we lose. At +1, we're not gonna KO in one hit. We do not flinch the Dusclops, so we're gonna lose there. We would have won this game if I put in that command 1 second earlier. Would have got the Gyarados out the turn earlier, would have not wasted, would have wasted his turn. A little bit unfortunate. We took just a second too long to put those inputs in. I was kept in B one too many times. We do lose game number 3, but we're gonna head into game number 4 and see what we do. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, Hattering. Diggersby is an interesting Pokemon. For the most part, I like Gyarados here. And I think I kind of like it paired with Jellicent instead of Raichu this one. Then we definitely... I don't mind Togekiss and Arcanine in the back. I don't think we need Raichu, and I don't think we need Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr has a pretty bad matchup against a good number of this Pokemon. Usually it's like my go-to option lately. He's just been so good for me, this Conkeldurr. Diggersby's coming out. I like that little animation when he uses his hand. Or his ear hand, I guess. So I think we're just gonna max Geyser. And Water Spout here. It's gonna be a little slow, but we're gonna get a lot of damage off. He's Dynamaxing, and he's a fast bunny. Eh. Things I did not expect at 10 o'clock. How fast is Diggersby? Somebody? Somebody blocks? I did not expect that to be faster than my Gyarados. Let me check this Diggersby's speed. .78 speed. How is he faster than Gyarados? Gyarados has a 81 speed. Oh, we live it, chat. We live it. Even though I'm not live, so what did I say, chat? All right, we should pick up a KO now. Max Geyser. Oh my goodness. Gyarados don't mess around with them crits. And now we're gonna get a full health, we're gonna get a full health single target Water Spout. And we get that Moxie boost on Gyarados, which is potentially useful. Nice chunk of damage. See what he brings out. If it's faster than Gyarados, we have to protect. Rotom should not be faster than Gyarados, but it'll be close. We're gonna go for a max overgrowth. And we're gonna just Water Spout again, I think. Yeah. Max overgrowth and a Water Spout. I'm trying to think of what's gonna do more damage, the Water Spout or the Shadow Ball. But I think in the rain at max health, Water Spout's gonna do more damage than the Shadow Ball. You get the double Moxie boost, but he's probably gonna get KO'd right here from the Dusclops. Unless this crits. This won't KO, this will leave him at like, yeah, it'll leave him like 10 health. And then I assume we get, oh, he goes for the Trick Room. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. I was expecting him to hit me with them shadows. We're gonna max guard and we're gonna reverse Trick Room. Yeah. Just a Dazzling Gleam coming out. And let's see what the Dusclops does. Ooh, good prediction. Nice play by my opponent. We're gonna switch out, send in the Arcanine, who's not gonna take much damage from this, and then we're gonna Shadow Ball to get rid of that Dusclops. The Intimidate doesn't do anything here, but it's more about not taking damage from the Dazzling Gleam that's probably coming out. Perfect. Alright, so now we have a 4v1. Hatterene not going to be able to do this by herself, so we're in a really good spot. Guarantee 2 of my Pokemon are weak. That's fun. We cannot Snarl. We can Flamethrower. I'm assuming it's a Magic Bounce. And then we'll just go Shadow Ball, but we'll probably get KO'd on our Jellicent before we get to do anything. Yep. Down goes the Jelly. Alright, there goes the Rain, so Flamethrower next turn is going to do more damage. And then the second the Trick Room wears off, we can bring back our Gyarados. We're going to try and keep Gyarados in the back for now. And then we'll just go for damage. There's no reason to go for Air Slash because we're still under Trick Room, so we're slower. Arcanine's gonna eat his berry. There's a crit onto the Togekiss. Ironic. And then we're both gonna go. And we'll get some good damage off. There you go. Trick Room is about to end, which means we just collect the same two abilities, and that's gonna be the end of it. This is the last turn of Trick Room. Unless he gets a double KO. And even if he does get a double KO, yep, battle cancel. Alright, sweet. So let's game number 4 right there. We're gonna do one more, as one of the earlier ones was pretty fast. So let's head into game number 5 and see what happens. Alright, here we go in game number 5. Our opponent was ranked number 1000th in the world right now, so he's a top 1k player, so definitely is going to be a good matchup for us to test our stuff out in. And so he's got the Togekiss and the Dragapult that are definitely not fun-filled for us. Jellicent is our go-to Dragapult option here, though. I think Jellicent Raichu is a pretty good lead for us. Fake out the Togekiss. I definitely love Conkeldurr in the back when I see a Ferrothorn and a... Honestly, Ferrothorn and Cinnabon and even Tyranitar. And he's also got Ice Punch for the Togekiss and the Dragapult. So he can actually hit 5 out of the 6 out. So actually, he can hit every single Pokemon on that team for super effective. Thanks to the Thunder Punch as his 4th move. So we do like Conkeldurr there. He even might be our Dynamax Pokemon, honestly. We could set up the Trick Room pretty early, and then as our 4th Pokemon, I like Gyarados here. I was weighing Gyarados versus the Arcanine, and I really don't want to risk having to run Arcanine into competitive. So our first turn is going to depend on our opponent's lead. We have the Trick Room option, we have the Shadow Ball option, just a Water Spout in general is always a good time. Okay, so not what we expected. Neither of which we expected. Intimidate is whatever. He cannot intimidate our... I mean, he can't fake out our Jellicent. So we're just gonna go for a Water Spout here, and... Do we fake out, or do we swap? That's the question. I think we just fake out the Milotic. We're gonna fake out first. Even if he fakes me out, which he doesn't, he just goes for a Snarl. It's fine. Good damage into the Jellicent. And the -1 special attack as well. So this isn't going to do too much damage, but it'll a little bit. Yeah, just chip damage, which is nice. We're gonna strength sap and volt switch. Bring in Gyarados. So at this range, the Milotic would get KO'd from a max overgrowth. Disarming Voice. And a U-turn into Gyarados, which doesn't do much. I don't even honestly remember what Disarming Voice does. It's just an attack that never misses. Okay. I think we just Water Spout here. And taunt the Togekiss. Oh, yeah. Can't jump in on shit. I think we taunt the Togekiss here. Or we could just go for the Power Whip. But I think the Power Whip is just too risky. Yeah, there we go. Intimidate doesn't really bother the Jellicent, but it does get Gyarados down to -1. We're not attacking this turn anyway. Trying to get a taunt off, which is gonna fail because he's not following me since he went for the yawn, so that actually worked out perfectly for us. It was a big taunt. I was doing it to stop some follow me shenanigans, but it ended up being even better than that. So we're gonna Water Spout again, and this time we're gonna go for a max Airstream into the Togekiss. We have a Lumberry, so we're not really afraid of Will-O-Wisp. And see what he's got. He can't fake us out because we're going max. Milotic's gonna take a decent chunk of damage right here. He's going for a double swap, so we're just gonna get free damage off this turn, which is fine by me. We know all 4 Pokemon now. Our opponent is a good player. For sure. I mean, he's topped at 1,000. The Disarming Voice was definitely interesting. I wasn't expecting that. It's got decent power, right? I don't even know, honestly, like the full extent of what's going on in life. So down goes Milotic, which is beautiful for us. And we get the speed boost onto the Jellicent. Moxie boost as well. And here comes a single target full health Water Spout. Doesn't really do that much. This is a very bulky boy. Alright, game plan is just focus on the partner at this point, right? So he's no longer taunted. I think we're just gonna double. He might yawn, right? And then we'll be forced to switch the Gyarados next turn, but I think we can KO the Togekiss, so I think that's worth it. Oh, the berry might change that. The heal berry might change that. How much does Water Spout do? In the rain. Yep, heal berry changes that. Would have been a KO. He's gonna get the yawn off now. And then a curse. Interesting. White herb or leftovers. We already knew that. I think we just go for the same thing. Honestly, there's no reason not to. Max Geyser is gonna KO the Togekiss. Even through Protect, that should KO in the rain. He still does have his max, and we're gonna go to sleep after this turn, so it's gonna depend on the sleep gods. Yep, that'll still KO. So we are at +2, no, +1 because we're at -1. And we know there's a Incineroar in the back here. Shadow Ball's coming out, which could lower our special defense as well, which is something we have to keep in mind. Leech Seed is coming out. Boom shakalaka, here comes the Lumberry. Alright, beautiful play. Sorry we weren't too worried. Can't believe I just said boom shakalaka. I have citrus. Alright, so we're in a pretty good spot. We're gonna lose that Moxie boost that we just got, but it's fine. He does have max, right? So he can max either of his Pokemon. I don't know which one he would really want to. I think the play here is just I think we Water Spout and we Waterfall both into the Incineroar. Because I think the Incineroar is the option you max, right? He's just gonna fake out, that's fine. Good damage on a fake out, actually. This might still KO in the rain. It is not, but that's fine. That's really good damage for us. At this point, he can't max the Incineroar. Seed Bomb. Oh, brother, that does a lot of damage. And that's going to be the KO right there. Alright, so there goes his Leech Seed, which means we can taunt the Ferrothorn and stop him from setting up another one. And bring out our Conkeldurr, who has a great matchup against both of these Pokemon. So we're gonna Mach Punch to KO the Incinnabon, and we're gonna taunt the Ferrothorn. I think the Ferrothorn's gonna set up a. I mean, we know he has Curse, we know he has Leech Seed, we know he has Seed Bomb. We don't know what that fourth attack is. Naturally, I have to assume he either goes for a Leech Seed or he just goes for some damage. It looks like he's Dynamaxing it. Yeah, okay. So the taunt's not gonna do anything. Maybe it would have been better to bring out Raichu and fake out that slot. We do have him taunted for a couple turns. Let's see what he goes for. Max Overgrowth, probably into the Gyarados. No, to the Conk. Max Overgrowth into Conk slot. Does decent damage, but not a world-breaking amount. It does give him the grassy terrain, though. We should be fast. Well, he did a curse, so we're definitely faster. So at this point, it's just stack some damage onto him. A lot of Ferrothorns lately. He's seen a lot more usage. This is just Drain Punch. He can't protect. And Waterfall in the rain. Chance to flinch. Not a lot of damage, but there is that flinch chance. The Iron Barb's damage is gonna hurt a bit, though. How much is Drain Punch? Oh, brother. All right, that was a crit. Okay, I was gonna say that's so much damage. Look at that healing. Good damage, but not good enough. We are faster, so there's no reason to go for a there's no reason to go for a Mach Punch. We'll just go for the pure damage. We already know his moveset. That actually just tells me he has Gyro Ball as well as his 4th attack, right? So, well, or as another attack. So we know Leech Seed, we know Gyro Ball, we know Seed Bomb, and probably Protect. And there we go. All right, battle canceled. GG's. All right. With that being said, couple of good games. We went 4-1 in them. That one loss we even could have won if we just inputted that inputted the commands a little bit quicker. We would have gotten that switch off into Gyarados, which would have been perfect for the max ground that was coming, but it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. With that being said, let me switch over. Thank you guys for watching as always. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button. I gotta say that for Will-O-Wisp or he will be angers. Thank you guys for watching as always. We'll be back next week with another Pokemon Sword and Shield ranks doubles battle. And we're also going to start doing some other content on the channel as well. I'm thinking maybe a couple of Magic the Gathering arena games or some Fortnite matches, stuff like that. I don't know exactly yet. But as always, thank you guys for watching and hope to see you guys on the next video. Peace.